Well, hello there, everybody. I am late logging in, but I am here. So, what's happening, everyone? This is Mother Teresa, and it is Tuesday night, 7:03, and it's time for grandstanding. Hello there, Ned. Thank you for calling to check in to make sure that I was logging on. And let me just tell you all that sometimes, hello there, Sent. I'm so glad that you are here. And thank you so much for, hey, honey. I'm not sure where you are. I just sent you a text a little while ago. I'm so glad that you are logged on this evening. And hello there, Mama. I'm hoping to try to come and see you soon. Depending upon the weather, we were trying to determine what day we are actually going to be coming to Nacogdoches. So listen, everybody. My apologies for logging on a little bit late, but that's what happens when you have other obligations that you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. And I had to tell my director, I said, we had a meeting scheduled for 6:30, and I was asking, I said, well, what time is it? Not a meeting that she scheduled, but a meeting that we were having to participate in because we're going to be presenting at the Habsby conference in next month. And so we were having a meeting, and so we were just trying to get that done. And I told her that I'm going to have to step out a little bit earlier because I have to grandstand on tonight. And so, first of all, thank you. I said first of all, but second of all, I want to say thank you all for joining in with me on tonight. You could be doing any number of things, but I am so appreciative of you joining in with me on tonight. What I would also ask you is that if you are not a subscriber to my Facebook channel and my other social media channels, please go there and become a subscriber. Turn on those notifications so whenever something new pops up, you'll be one of the first people to see it. And while you're there, take a look at some of the uploads of the videos that I've shared. Some of the things may be on one platform that's not on another platform. So you want to make sure that you're catching everything. Okay, now that I've got all of that out of the way, how is everyone doing? I know that we all live busy lives, and we have things that are constantly coming up on us, the things that we have to do, the chores that we have to do as it relates to, housekeeping. We have things that are related to our jobs. We have things that are related to our children, just a number of things. Hey there, Miracle. Just a number of things that we have to do that will take us, our focus off of certain things if we're not careful. But it's also things that we have to do. We have to clean our house. We have to cook. We have to be able to do these certain things. And if we don't do them, of course, we may have someone to assist us to do them. Or if you have children, we teach our children. Hello there, Jackie. We teach our children how to do chores. And so they can kind of help us out with some of the, the housekeeping chores and different things like that. But I'm saying all of this to say this is that we are some very busy people. And because we are very busy people, we have to be careful not to overextend ourselves. And when I say I am preaching to the choir, I am definitely preaching to the choir, because some of the things that we become involved in, these are typically things that we enjoy doing. So because we enjoy doing those things, it doesn't seem like it's a bother, or it doesn't seem like we're extending ourselves. It doesn't seem like we are going overboard, or we are in too much. But sometimes we can definitely be overextended. And while I'm talking about this, I wanted to share with you all some information. I taught this class years ago, and it was a class about boundaries. And it was so very critical for us to talk about boundaries and to understand that when we have boundaries, one of the things that we know that boundaries can keep us in or it can keep us out, okay? And when I say boundaries can keep us in or can keep us out, it could have an effect on us either way. When I know my boundaries, when I know that there are certain things that I can and I cannot do, it makes it easier for me to be able to say, no, I can't do that. Or, yes, I can do that. And when you have those boundaries set and you know what your boundaries are and you stick to them, that should help you to be able to not extend yourself. Now, let me just tell you, part of the boundaries book and the lesson or the series that I taught at Christian Women's Job Corps, that's been so many years ago. One of the things that was so very key in helping the participants or those ladies to understand is that having a boundary means that you can say no and you don't need to offer an explanation. And when I say that, basically what that means is, say for instance, if somebody invited you to go somewhere and you don't necessarily want to go, or you may have something already planned, well, it's okay to say, no, I don't want to attend. And you don't have to necessarily give them a full explanation of the reason why you don't want to attend. Sometimes there are certain places that we go or we might be invited to that doesn't fit right with either who you are or maybe the type of activities that's happening may not be something that you want to participate in. Let's just put it like that, for whatever reason it may be. So being able to say no is absolutely okay. You don't have to say, no, I can't come because you're doing this, or it's going to be this, or it's going to be whatever. No, just simply, no, I can't make it to this event. And you don't have to say, no, I can't make it to this event, but please invite me to another, I might come. Well, more than likely, if it's something that's going against maybe who you are as an individual, you're not going to go to the next time that they invite you either. And a good example of that is, I don't drink. And so because I don't drink, it would be foolish of me to accept an invitation from somebody if they're going to hang out at a bar for drinks on a Friday evening after work. That just would not make sense for me to do that. So I don't even have those types of invitations, because people know, if they know me, and they know me, they know that I don't do that. Hello there, Sister Edna. And so, just being able to to have your boundaries and not being overextended, that's one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about. And I don't even know where that came up from. I don't know if it's just because I felt like I was, when I was sharing with you, just kind of coming in late from another event or meeting. And but it was something that I needed to attend. But I just wanted to talk to you all about the boundaries. Okay, you all, what's happening in your week this week? What are some of the things that's been going on? What are some of the things that's happening in Nacogdoches? I feel like the majority of the people that are on here now are in the Nacogdoches area. So what's the weather looking like in Nacogdoches? Again, like I was sharing with my mom, I was trying to come to Nacogdoches, but we are under like some I don't know if we're just under some strange type weather advisories. And as I mentioned, the strange type of weather, how many of you all have noticed that since we had the solar eclipse, that our weather has been doing some strange things? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that's noticed that. But how many of you all have noticed that our weather has just been doing some really strange things lately? I know that, of course, here in the Houston area, that it rains quite a bit. It could be raining it could rain all day, several days in a row. and then it could rain in the morning. It could rain at noontime, and then it could rain in the evening time. It could stop. It could rain for just 5 or 10 minutes on this side of town, and on where Ned lives or where Candace lives, it's dry. But how many of you all have noticed since that solar eclipse that our weather has been doing rather strange things? Now, like I said, maybe it's just me, but to me, it's just seemed like our weather has just kind of been doing some really strange things. So what's happening in Nacogdoches? What is the weather like? Would someone please share with me what the weather is looking like in Nacogdoches? Okay, let's see if there's anyone responding. And also, Sent, what's happening in Longview? What is the weather looking like in Longview? I don't see anybody who have responded yet. Okay, let's see what's happening. Okay, so while I'm waiting for you all to respond, I wanted to share with you all something that I have completed. I had been working on it and I have completed it. And so I wanted to share it here with very noticeable, lots of storms and a little cool and cloudy. Okay, Miracle said it's windy right now. Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Okay, so very noticeable. That means you're talking about the since the solar eclipse that the weather has been kind of strange. Sister Edna said it's raining today. Okay, it's been raining today. Yes, yes, it's been raining. Sun is out in Nacogdoches. And see, okay, so the sun is out in Nacogdoches right now, although it's been raining. Yes, okay, all right. Well, in Baytown right now, we do have a bit of an overcast, but we were in the Houston area earlier today, and it was just pouring down raining. And then when we made it back to Baytown, of course, you could tell that it had been raining, but it was not like the weather that we left in the Houston area. So one of the things that I do know is that it could, like I said earlier, it could be raining on this side of town, and then on the other side of town, it could be really, really clear. So we'll just kind of keep up with the weather to see what is happening. Okay, in Longview, yes, had rain yesterday and it's very cool today. Yes, absolutely. Well, it's definitely cooler. The temperature, I think, because of the rain earlier, it has definitely cooled some things down here. So it feels pretty good here in Baytown. Matter of fact, let me tell you all about the weather. So I got excited. You notice I got excited a little bit. So on the first week of, hello there, Sylvia, the very first week of June, my husband and I, we went on our vacation, and we've been doing road trips. So, and people may say, road trips, I don't want to do road trips. I just want to get to where I'm going. I want to, take a plane, and I want to get there in about an hour or two. And then I can, have fun and, just exploring the city. But let me tell you all about the road trips. One of the things, and we've taken road trips for many, many years when our girls were younger. It was nothing uncommon for us to get in the car, and we've driven to New York. We do a lot of traveling on the East Coast. We did a lot of traveling on the East Coast, but we haven't did a lot of traveling on the West Coast. So, but we've been to California, but we flew there. We've been to Las Vegas. We've driven there. Matter of fact, my mom was with us. Papa Eigner was with us. Carolyn was with us. And my husband, this is when we had our limousine service. We drove our 15-passenger van, and we drove all the way to Las Vegas. And because we had 3 drivers, we would just stop and rest a little bit, and then we would keep on trucking. But but road trips are rather fun. And I think, when you have fun taking road trips, of course, you need to make sure you're going with the right person. So, being able to enjoy a road trip with my husband, it was just so much fun for us to just get in the car and then just drive. Now this time we did have a destination, so we knew that we wanted to go to Colorado. And I've shared with you all about my desire to go to Colorado. And it's been my desire for several years. And I also share with you all is that if you have a desire to do something, don't put it off. Make sure that you're going ahead and you're getting that done, because sometimes as your body begins to change, you may not be able to do the things or experience the things that you thought that you wanted to experience when you were younger. So go ahead and have fun and go ahead and make those whatever the destinations that you want to go for a road trip, if you're able to do that. But I was talking about the weather. One of the things that we noticed, that the weather in Colorado was about, I want to say about 87, between 85 to 87 degrees. And that was pretty much the entire time that we were there. It was, not only was it beautiful, the sights were just amazing, but the weather was just absolutely just great for all days that we were there. I know, when we were sitting out at near the water at Cherry Creek Park, we were able to sit out there for hours, extended amount of time. And not one time were we sweating. Not one time were we feeling like, we needed something to kind of break because it was too hot to break, kind of break the sweat or whatever. None of that. It was perfect. The weather was absolutely perfect. And of course, anytime that you're sitting near water, you're going to have that cool and refreshing off the water. And then, of course, when we were at Boulder Falls, Boris, one of the things that he was saying is that as he was, near those falls, how he could just feel the coolness that was coming from that water. So, we just had a great time. And let me just tell you all, I mentioned earlier about being able to see some of the videos. Thank you, Cent. I know that she has been watching some of the videos, but if you have not seen the videos of our road trip, they've all been uploaded to, or the ones that I've finished, they have been uploaded to YouTube. So go over to my channel, The Other Mother Teresa, and watch them and just let me know, your thoughts about the videos and everything like that. So go on over there. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, but go over there and watch those videos. Let me just tell you, we had some really fun times, some interesting things happen while we were there that has never happened while we were vacationing. While we were dining one evening, I think we were in Wichita Falls, the smoke alarm went off. And so we had to vacate the restaurant. And then while we were there, y'all are in for a treat. Oh, okay. Thanks, Cent. While we were there, again, the fire alarm went off. So we had to vacate the restaurant. And when we got outside, the fire trucks came. Thank God it was not a fire. At least I don't think it was a fire, because they were in there and out of there so quickly. But I think it was just kind of some smoke that had gotten, in the kitchen area. But we just had a good time. And that's what life is all about. When you start thinking about enjoying life. And I talk about grandstanding. Remember, grandstanding is just telling the grand things that has happened in your life, or in, the things that surround me and, not only just me, but for people that are in general. Vacationing is one of the grand things if you're able to do it. And again, like I was saying, even if you can't vacation away from home, there are some great places that are in your communities that I know for sure that you probably have not visited. I lived in Nacogdoches pretty much my entire life until 2013. There are places in Nacogdoches that I never made the sacrifice or made the time to go and visit. And so and that's, I would say, shame on me, because that's my hometown, and there are places there that people come from miles around to go and explore in Nacogdoches. And I lived there for, like I said, most of my life, and I never took the time to go visit those things. I was listening to, or I read on Facebook, I think Nacogdoches just recently had the Blueberry Festival. And I think I was reading one of my friend's comments, and she said that this was her first time attending the Blueberry Festival. And so different things like that, when you have different things that's happening in your towns, support them. Go if you possibly can. Now, I know that you may not be able to. And so if you can't, then I'm not talking to you. But if you're able to get out and go and explore some of the things, the hidden treasures that are in your backyard, then go out and see what it's all about. You will be very surprised at some of the things that you find that are right there in your own backyard. All right, so I was sharing with you all that I've completed another project, and I wanted to share it with you all, and just let you all know that I have, of course, I'm always sharing with you all about my conversations from a mother's heart. Well, I have completed a companion book for Conversations from a Mother's Heart. I now have Conversations from a Father's Heart. And so this is the complimentary journal for the mothers. So I would just like to say this, hopefully this is my proof copy. So I am still proofing it right now. But hopefully within the next week or so, I will have this uploaded and available on Amazon.com. So you will be able to pick this up for the men in your life. It's not necessarily for just the fathers, but it's for your sons, for your brothers, just for a male. And it is a journal. So it's not anything I say it's a book for men to journal, but it gives a perspective from the male point of view, but it also gives you some spaces where you can put down your thoughts, your ideas. Thank you, Net. You can put down your thoughts and your ideas about what it is to be a man. It talks about your relationships, not just romantic relationships, but your relationships even like with your family. Not just your significant other, but like with your family, with your mom, with your siblings, with your co-workers. We also talk about travel and exploration in here. Gratitude. This is a big part of both of the journals that I have. It gives you an opportunity to express your morning gratitude. What are the things that you're thankful for? And then, of course, it gives you an opportunity in the evening time to then go back and reflect upon your day. It also gives you 3 prompts that you can use during the course of the week. And so to write down the different things if you would like. And the thing that I included in the men's journal that was not in the ladies' journal is I gave the men daily gratitude prompts. You know, for some men, you know, I feel like they may need some additional prompts. And just one of the very first things that it says, well, it's not the first one. Let's see. It says, I appreciate the love and the understanding I receive from my family, and I'm thankful for the chance to be a loving father, son, and partner. So these are just daily prompts that I've put in the book that a guy can pick out, and he may want to write about that. So this is something I'm very happy to have this complimentary journal for guys that now go along with this for the women. So stay tuned. Just like I used to would pick out a topic from here, I'll start picking out a topic and we'll have this information as well. So you all heard it here first about the journal for the guys. And so you'll be hearing a little bit more about that a little bit later on. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you all for the congratulations. And we hope to see it do just as well as the Women's Journal. All right, you all, it is 7:28. We are about done with grandstanding. I know it was rather short, but just kind of as we're leaving from here on tonight, a couple of things that I want to leave with you. When I was talking earlier about boundaries, one of the things when you're thinking about boundaries, when you're thinking about the boundaries, one of the things that you all have to be very mindful about is when you are setting boundaries, and I said this earlier, don't allow other people to make you feel bad about the decisions that you're making. You know you better than anybody, okay? Other people may know us and they may think that they have a good clue of who we are, and but they really don't. They really don't. So when you're making a decision for your life, and I'm sharing this because on earlier today, I received notification that someone was having to make a decision, and they said in the email, they said, I have to do what's best for me and my family. And that is so true, you all. There are times that we're going to have to make some choices in our lives. And those choices are going to have to be for those things that are best for you and your family. And sometimes the decisions that we make for what's best for me and my family, or you and your family, it may not be a popular opinion for some people. And those people may be your family, it may be your friends, but you know what's best for you and your family. And there are some things, hello there, cousin, Miss Shankle. There may be some things that when you're making those decisions, other people may not understand the reason why you're making that decision. But guess what? It's not for them to understand. It is for you to have a great understanding of what you're doing and the reason why you're doing it. I often say that when we are making a decision, we have to pray and we have to ask God for clarity or for clarification. And so when we're praying and we're asking God for clarity and clarification for the decisions that we're making, when he gives us that answer, when he answers us, then that's what we've asked for. That's what we've asked for. So when you relay that information to someone else and they look at you kind of strange, like, are you sure that, you want to make that decision? Well, absolutely. I've prayed about it. I've consulted God about it. You may, if you're married, you may have already talked to your spouse about it. So that is the decision that you have made that is best for you and your family. So then you have to act upon it. And so when you start acting upon that, some people are not going to understand. They're not going to understand why you are packing up everything that you own and moving 10 hours away from them. But guess what? God has a plan for every single thing that we do in our lives. And it is up to us to follow the plan that he has. Is up to us to walk in obedience, because when you don't, that's when things become uncomfortable. That's when things begin to kind of get a little bit shaky. It may get a little bit rocky. And I think that the reason why that is happening is because you prayed and you asked God to give you something or to reveal something to you. He did just what you asked him to do. But when it was time for you to make the move, you decided that you didn't want to do that. So then now things have to become uncomfortable for you. Because sometimes when the brook dries up in this city, it's the rivers are flowing over there. So it's time to move. And so that's, I just wanted to share with you all is that you have to know what's best for you and your family, and then you have to act accordingly. But don't make a move until you've prayed and you've consulted God about it. Because sometimes we can get so excited about the different things that we're wanting to do in our life, and we just jump and we just move. Well, no, I would not advise that. I would advise that you would seek God before you make any moves, and then afterwards, that's when you make a move. Okay, so I hope that I have said just a little bit of something on tonight that makes sense to you. I know a lot of times when I am talking, I often say I can go down a rabbit hole or a rabbit trail, and I can just meander all around a thing. But most of the time, I can definitely bring it back. Definitely bring it back to you. I'm glad I'm glad you enjoyed me on tonight, Alexia. One of the other things that I will say is that I know, and this has happened twice within the last 2 weeks. There were things that we had planned. I was a part of a field trip, okay, and there were things that we had planned. What can I do tomorrow that I didn't do today? Absolutely, Mama, you're right. What can I do tomorrow that I didn't do today? So we were on this field trip, and we had another stop to make, and so something came up, and we had to for 2 days, and something came up on both days that caused us to have to change our plans. And so, and as we were changing our plans and we were on our way back to the Baytown area, I shared with the young lady there who had helped to organize, or who organized the activities. And I told her, I said, I am so glad that you understand that when we have to pivot and do something different, that you're able to go with the flow. Because one of the things that I do know is that God sees all. And sometimes we can have everything planned out, or we think we've got everything planned out, and then he just comes and he just changes our whole direction. He just changes things. Well, we don't know why those changes happen. We don't know why we needed to come back home an additional hour earlier, or an hour earlier, or go a different direction, but God knows. And so when you are a believer and you trust him to order your steps and to do what's best for you, then you're able to pivot and you're able to make those necessary changes. I hope this has been enough information to hold you until next Tuesday, when I will see you all hopefully again. And enjoy your week. All right. You all do some great things for yourself. You all continue to do those things. I often say, do the things in your life that will bring joy to you. Okay. We're only here but a moment. And so while we're here, we may as well have fun. All right. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you all for joining me on tonight. So we are ending on tonight, and I will talk to you all again on next Tuesday. Love you too, Miracle. Y'all have a good night, everybody. We'll see you the next time. Thank you all for joining in.